Daffy Duck has a problem. His head is pounding, and his shirt fits terribly. He knows exactly what he needs, a bottle of aspirin and a new outfit. But he can't get those things sitting alone in his bedroom. To get what he wants, he has to leave his room and navigate a series of interactions, from asking for directions to checking prices with a clerk. To get that aspirin and a shirt that actually fits, he has to successfully navigate the specific sequence of English interactions required by a retail environment. Stepping outside, Daffy hits his first barrier. The city is chaotic, and he has no idea where the clothing store is. He spots his friend Red and uses a standard inquiry phrase to ask for help. "Excuse me, how do I get to the store?" This diagram shows Red's response using imperative verbs. She tells him to go straight up the avenue and turn right at the intersection. Finally, she uses a preposition of place, stating the store is across from the bank, pinpointing the exact destination. By combining those movement verbs with static prepositions of place, what was originally a confusing city block becomes a solvable path. Inside the bustling store, Daffy and Red are surrounded by displays of perfumes, sunglasses, and watches. To find what they actually need, they narrow down the inventory by asking specific questions. For uncountable nouns like a continuous liquid mass, Red asks, "How much perfume is there?" But when switching to distinct individual objects you can count, the rule changes. Daffy must ask, "How many pairs of sunglasses do you sell?" Once they isolate the item, they have to evaluate the price. If a pair of sunglasses costs 150 euros, Daffy uses a descriptive adjective stating the price is expensive. To find a cheaper option, he uses comparative identifiers to pick an alternative out of a group. He asks the clerk to see the silver one instead of the gold one. Using these specific questions for quantity and price allows a shopper to narrow down their options and state their exact preferences. In the fitting room, Daffy hits his third barrier. The green, medium-sized shirt he picked out does not fit. He needs to articulate the specific problem to the sales clerk standing outside the door so she can find a replacement. This scale shows the subtle difference in how he can describe the fit. He can say the shirt is not big enough, meaning it falls short of his size, or he can say it is too small, meaning the tightness exceeds his physical limit. The clerk checks the back room and returns with a specific retail phrase. She says, "We're out of size large." In this context, out of means the store has zero available inventory for that item. Based on that information, Daffy changes his strategy entirely. He asks the clerk if he can try on a pair of blue jeans instead. Knowing the exact vocabulary for sizing, fit, and inventory levels prevents a shopper from leaving the store empty-handed. Daffy takes his new blue jeans and socks to the checkout counter to face the final hurdle, the actual transaction. First, he has to parse the final total. When dealing with mixed currencies, the clerk states the whole unit followed by the fractional unit, telling Daffy his total is £45 and 20 pence. And next, he establishes his payment method. He uses a question to ask, "Can I pay cash?" before handing over his credit card. After the payment processes, the clerk hands back 2 items using specific financial terms: the change, or remaining money, and the receipt, the paper record of the sale. Walking out the front doors, Daffy's headache is completely gone, and he has a shirt that actually fits. From street directions to quantity checks and the final payment, handling these specific interactions allows you to walk into a store and get what you're looking for.